Right off the bat, one of the first and foremost things is don't be late. Being on time is important, so you can't just be a couple minutes late because you slept in. Set multiple alarm clocks if you have to. Or have your mother come in with cold water and dump it on your face. That always works for me. Did I say that out loud? You can't win an interview by being on time, but you can certainly lose one. Companies have multiple people to interview for positions, and if you're not on time, you'll be wasting their time. It's also a good idea to not only show up on time, but to go out of your way and arrive a little bit early. Arrive 10 to 15 minutes early, and if possible, drive the route a day or two before. That way, you know exactly where you're going. By doing this, you'll know you have exactly the right amount of time set aside to get there. The last thing you want to worry about is being flustered or just not ready and struggling because you're late. This time, it's a much more common mistake, not being prepared enough for your interview. And yes, a little bit of flattery never hurt anyone. In fact, all it does is showcase your interest in the job. If you're doing all these things, you're going above and beyond, and it shows that you're truly interested. You should also be able to know what position it is you're applying for. It doesn't necessarily have to be the position offered to you, but you can still go online beforehand and check out what they have available. As said before, if you do this, you'll be able to ask questions about the specific job, and you'll be able to showcase exactly how interested you are. Then, to further help your chances, you should bring a tailored resume. Yes, you should have your resume specifically targeted for the job you're applying for. This might mean emphasizing certain skills over others, putting them first on your resume, making sure they're seen. And of course, it always helps to bring your resume. Being prepared and having good questions is also another way to just more prepare yourself, calm your nerves, give you more confidence, and you'll keep that building as you go along. If you're going in blind and you're unsure of your answers, you're only going to get more and more nervous. Above all, just know what the company does. If an employer asks you why you want to work there, you should have an answer for them. One that shows your knowledge and tells them why you're a good candidate for the position. Lying on your resume is a huge mistake. Plain and simple, just don't do it. At some point, you're going to have to defend the statements on that paper, or in the very least, talk intelligently about them. And both of those scenarios just lead you into digging a deeper and deeper hole. You can tell yourself you might not get caught, and you might not. But is it worth the risk? Employers do not want to employ people who lie, and it could stain your reputation and your chance of getting a job again. So just don't do it. Okay, now here's the hardest part of an interview. Everything's going good, and they ask you, well, tell me about yourself. Don't panic, we gotta keep our composure. What you don't want to do is dig too deep into your personal life. They don't want to know unimportant facts about your favorite this or that. They don't want to know what you like to do on the weekends. This is not your chance to tell your autobiography. Yes, you want to tell them about some hobbies and interests of yours, but you want to try and keep it business-oriented. Tell them about previous jobs you've had, what you did there. If you're an active member in your community, your church, some sort of organization, things like that. Tell them about your personality, your social skills, how you are interacting with other people. Are you an outgoing person, or are you more laid back? Focus on relevant situations, education, and skills. This is where being prepared and knowing the company can really help. You've done your homework, and you know what the position is you're applying for. You should know exactly what topics you need to hit. What you don't want to do is babble on and on irrelevantly. In fact, you want to try not to talk too much in general. You want to keep them interested. Try and read their body language, see if they're starting to trail off. If they are, tone it down a bit. Try to keep your answer around 2 minutes, and make sure everything you're saying references back to good character traits or the experience necessary for the job. For example, let's say you're telling them how you're involved in some sort of sport. You might want to say something like, it's helped me build a stronger team outlook, or I've gained strong leadership by being depended on by my teammates. By doing this, it does give a short little glimpse into who you are, but at the same time, it still keeps you on track with your real purpose, which is you selling yourself for the position. This one should go without saying, but nonetheless, it needs addressed. Be respectful. Don't text during your interview. In fact, don't even turn your phone on. Just put it on silent. You can get your missed calls after the interview. Nothing will interrupt the positive flow of a good interview like the sound of your R&B ringtone. So just turn it off, and it's a non-issue. Secondly, don't be arrogant or full of yourself. Even if you have all the experience and this isn't your first interview, you're not a shoo-in for the position. You're the one being interviewed, so don't overstep your boundaries and be too aggressive by trying to take control of the interview or talking on and on and on. Another problem people have is bringing up the salary question too early or being just too concerned with wage as it is. You will get paid. you need to show them why you're worthy of being paid. So focus on that first. Lastly is common sense. Just be respectful in general. Lastly, it's important that when you finish your interview, that you call back and check in on your status for the position. State your interest when leaving and thank the person for their time. Tell them you look forward to hearing from them. After leaving, it's also not a bad idea to write a thank you letter. If your interviewer gives you a day or certain time frame that they'll get back to you by, and they haven't by that point, you should go ahead and call after that. Remember, you want to be persistent but not annoying, a concept that my sister has not grasped. If they, however, haven't given you a date, you should generally wait 2 to 3 business days. Then, go ahead and give a follow-up call.